Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to America. My name is Manny Cooper and we are currently in Lake Placid, a historic venue where legends are made. Today the Junior World Championships in the Nordic Combined kick off with their team sprint event. Hard conditions today in America, very windy and a lot of snowfall. All the volunteers are working very hard to make this a successful competition. So now it's a bit of a waiting game, but we hope to get underway shortly. First up today we have the women, but that's not all. The men come shortly afterwards. Temperatures today from 3 degrees, not too cold, but we do have snowfall and a lot of wind. In the team sprint event, it's not just about the individual talents we're going to be seeing from these young athletes today. It's about how they come together as a team, how they motivate each other, and how they overcome the pressure they might feel for battling for that gold medal. And who's ready to step up and claim for the victory today? We've got some very strong athletes, some experienced athletes on the start today. As you can see him here, number 1 from France, Omar. She has had a few World Cup starts. Very talented and experienced athlete, and her teammate, a young 16-year-old Marion. There we have the volunteers from Lake Placid, the track blowers and the free jumpers are preparing to jump down the hill to make sure it is jumpable. It is definitely going to be a waiting game today. The athletes have to make sure they stay focused, because waiting this long is sometimes very, very hard. But it's part of the sport. It's a waiting game.
see the hill crew out there moving around. We've got a lot of the leaf blowers on the side of the end run trying to keep the snow from accumulating on the track. Shout out to them for their help today. We see a lot of the core jumpers and the start crew out there for positions. It looks like there's some activity. We're hoping to get going here in just a moment.
Here we see the pre-jumpers going down the hill, giving the organisation people the feedback, how the hill is, where there could be some problems, if there are any problems. He had a solid jump.
Jumpers are dealing well with these conditions here. Of course, weather very much a part of the sport. The storm's coming to us from the middle.
But hats off to these volunteers which are out here in Lake Placid on the ski jumping hill with windy conditions, snowy conditions. They're making it fair for each and every athlete who jumped down this hill. They want to make sure that the snow is out of the tracks, out of the in-run tracks, and that nobody has an unfair jump.
So we have 9 teams up there. Teams of 2 for each country in this mixed Nordic Combined
from France, athlete number 1, Romain Bon. Let's have a look how she goes. There's a waiting game at the moment. She is not in the wind corridor. She'll be waiting for the signal from her trainer. A nice solid jump from Romain Bon. I'm sure she would have wanted more than the 65 meters. It is hard conditions today. It is. We are going to be seeing more of these type of jumps. She did jump 78 meters yesterday in the training. Let's have a look how Nora Helena Evans does from Norway. As I mentioned before, today is going to be a really big waiting game. In the top right of the screen, you can see the wind. We are now in the wind corridor, and now we are back out of the wind corridor. So it is really going to be a lottery. But here we go. All the best for the Norwegian athlete. Nice jump there from the Norwegian athlete. Solid, gut down the hill with a nice telemark landing with 66.5 meters. They drop 13 seconds behind France. But anything can happen because her teammate is still up on the hill because it is the team sprint event. Next athlete from Slovenia. Brankovic does have to leave the gate now. There is a traffic light system. There is a red traffic light. And then there is the orange one where the athletes go onto the gate. And they have 60 seconds where the light is orange. And when the wind is in the corridor, it can go to green. If in those 60 seconds the wind is not in the corridor, it goes back to red, as we have just seen with this athlete. Let's hope that these wind conditions settle down for the next jumpers, that we can see some nice few jumps for the first competition of the Women's Nordic Combined event in these Junior World Championships. Nice view from the top of the hill there. You can have a think to yourself if you would like to jump off that hill. And here we go, Slovenia, Brankovic. Let's hope third time lucky. And that was a good solid jump for Brankovic from Slovenia. She had to go in and off that gate 2 times, and that is not nice. That is not a nice feeling. You do have to stay calm. It brings you out of your concept. But that was 72.5 meters, bringing them into the lead with 20 seconds. Here we have Greta Pinzani from Italy. Another very experienced athlete, and she gets the green light straight away. Solid jump there from Pinzani from Italy with 61.5 meters. That brings them into 4th place with 40 seconds behind Slovenia. But as I mentioned before, it is not over. She still has her teammate up on that hill. Trina Gutfert from Germany. A few weeks ago, Trina was at the World Cup. Had some very good races there and some jumps. We wish her all the best. A very nice takeoff and a very nice landing from Trina. She definitely did not make these hard conditions bother her. That was a 74.5 meter jump. That brings Germany into the lead with 7 seconds in front of Slovenia. Finland, Hetta Hirvonen. And that was a beautiful jump from Hetta Hirvonen. She also definitely did not let these hard conditions bother her. That was 81 meters. She will probably be disappointed. She was jumping 90 meters yesterday in the training, but you cannot compare these conditions today from the nice training conditions we had yesterday. Next up, from Austria, Laura Ples. A nice solid jump from Laura. Laura is also a very strong cross-country skier, so she will definitely be able to show us some good performance later on the tracks. Next up, from the United States, Haley Bravik. And a nice solid jump from Haley there. With 60 meters exactly. Giving us a nice wave, a nice smile. That's always good to see, even when the conditions are hard and it's a tricky competition. Smile is always good, bringing them into 7th place with 59 seconds behind the leaders, Germany. Next up, from Japan, Yuzuka Fujiwara. A very young athlete of 16 years old. A nice, good, solid jump from the young athlete here with 58 meters. It's great to see all these young athletes coming through from all ages. Our youngest athlete is 15. We will see her now in the second round. And that does complete the first round of the women's team sprint competition. In the lead, Germany, closely followed by Finland, and 7 seconds behind Slovenia. So it is very, very close. Anything can happen now in this second round of the ski jumping. We will shortly be starting the second round of the Women's Junior World Championships team sprint, and shortly after the women have finished we will be seeing the men, so don't go anywhere. We have got a whole afternoon morning program. Some fans from Norway there, always good to see despite these not so great conditions. Trial jumper going down the hill. So we should hopefully be starting very soon with Marion from France. Here we see from France, Maria. The wind did not get inside the corridor in those 60 seconds. Mario was just on the gate 4.
What's the deal? Go. What's the deal?
Hats off to all these volunteers which are on the hill and helping at this event this weekend. They're doing an amazing job. Without them, it would not be possible to jump today. Athletes trying to keep warm on the top of the hill with some rugs. Even if it is only 3 degrees, the wind is still very, very high. The athletes need to stay warm. They need to keep moving, otherwise they will get cold before their jump. Here we see a trial jumper going down. And then we should hopefully be able to see Marion jump from France. And she definitely did not let these hard conditions distract her. Yes, she might be a bit disappointed, but 68 meters on these hard conditions today, she can definitely be satisfied with that. She's definitely not happy, which is also understandable. It does take France into the lead though with 34 seconds. Here we see a coach's request for the Norwegian athlete, Late Ingrid. Late did do some great training jumps yesterday with 97 meters. Let's have a look how she will cope today with these conditions. Late Ingrid from Norway. That was one of the further jumps we saw today from Late with 76.5 meters. She probably could have stayed up onto the gates where she was before and not gone down to, but still a very solid, nice jump into the flight position straight away. Takes Norway into a 21-second lead in front of France. The gate will be getting put back up for the next athletes. Number 3 from Slovenia, Malva Tia, and she gets the green light. We wish her all the best. And what a nice jump that was from the Slovenian athlete. Lovely flight position. She could have put her arms a bit closer to her body and she would have got a bit better marks from the judges. 14.5, 15.5. Very nice. 76 meters, putting her into a 17-second lead. Very nice. Lovely flight position from the Slovenian athlete Tia. Next up from Italy, Anna Sinona. The wind isn't quite in the corridor yet. We do hope that it will get into the corridor, that she doesn't have to go back off the gate. And a lovely jump from Anna Zinona. She definitely showed us one of the furthest jumps we've seen today with 81 meters. The judges also like that.
Such a smooth jump by Anna Zanona of Italy. Moved forward into her flight. Gets a little bit of effect out there.
Moves them up into third place with 28 seconds behind. Next up, from Germany, Ronja Lohr. Watch out for Ronja. She did a very good jump yesterday with 99.5 meters in training. Very experienced athlete, has been in the World Cup several times. So this 19-year-old definitely knows what she's doing. And here we go again. From Germany, Ronja Lohr. Very experienced athlete, the 19-year-old. Very strong ski jumper. It is a hard one today, it really is, but now it's just so important that the athletes stay calm, and stay in their zones, and that they don't get, well, annoyed, put it that way. Here we're seeing a replay from the lovely jump that Anna Zinona from Italy just showed us with 81 meters, bringing Italy into third place with 28 seconds behind the leaders, Slovenia. Slovenia is currently in the lead with a 17 seconds lead in front of Norway. Italy close behind with 28 seconds, and France in fourth place, 39 seconds to the leader. We are currently waiting on Ronja Lohr from Germany to get the green light, but the wind conditions and the snow are not very helpful today. Very tough conditions, but the volunteers here in Lake Placid are doing their very, very best to keep the tracks clear. But sadly, we can't really control the wind. The wind is settling down, so we will hopefully be able to get on with the competition of the Women's Junior World Championship team sprint. But don't go anywhere, because afterwards the men are coming for the team sprint as well. And in the afternoon we will be watching a very, very exciting cross-country race. It is a team sprint, so the distances are shorter. It is on a 1.5 meter loop. The women will be running that 3 times, and the men will be running that 5 times each, and always after every single lap, giving over to their teammate. A few spectators out here today in these not so nice conditions, but I'm sure we will be seeing some more spectators on Saturday and Sunday. So I hope you have got your diaries free and you'll be watching FIS TV, and you'll be watching the Junior World Championships on Saturday and Sunday. Going to be some very exciting competitions. There we see the German flag go up from the trainer. So that must mean that Ronjalo is going on to the gate. We wish her the best of luck, and we do hope that the wind gets into the wind corridor. We see the diagram on the screens. Solid jump from Ronja there. She did get down the hill with 64.5 meters. Of course, she will definitely be disappointed. She did jump, as I mentioned before, 99.5 meters yesterday in training, but the conditions today are very, very hard. That brings Germany into the lead with 15 seconds in front of Slovenia. Next up from Finland, number 6, Minja Kohonen. .17 years old, also a very experienced athlete, so she will know how to cope with these hard conditions and how to keep herself calm. Of course, we do hope that the wind gets into that corridor, but the time is running out and she will now have to go off the bar and wait. Here we go, and from Finland, Minja Kohonen. .69 meters to beat. We wish her all the best. And a nice solid jump from the Finland athlete with 77 meters. That was also one of the furthest jumps we have seen today. She definitely kept cool at the top of that hill with a 10-second lead in front of Germany after that jump.
Held in France, just over the border, but Lausanne, Switzerland, my hometown.
Next up from Austria, Katharina Gruber. We wish her all the best. Also a very young athlete with 16 years young. She had her first World Cup debut the other weekend. Still getting all the experience she can, but she is also a very, very good athlete for her young age. 71 meters from Katharina there. That brings Austria up into 7th place with 1 minute 48 behind Finland. Both Austrian athletes are very, very strong on the cross-country tracks, so I'm sure they will be looking to get up a few places. From the United States of America, Kai McConnell. Also a young athlete with 16. despite the hard and bad conditions. She did not let that get to her with 66 meters for her. From Japan, number 9, Hazuki Aikida. A very experienced athlete from Japan. A very solid jump, but she was a bit too late on the takeoff there from the Japanese athlete. That was 62 meters from her. And that brings them into 8th place with 1 minute 42 behind Finland. And that was it. That was the women's ski jumping for this morning for the team sprint. But don't go anywhere because the men team sprint ski jumping event is coming up. There we have the results after the ski jumping. Finland in the lead, 10 seconds in front of Germany. 25 seconds behind. In 3rd place is Slovenia. 42 seconds behind. 4th place Norway. Then we have Italy, followed by France, followed by the United States of America, Japan and Austria. But these young athletes are all very, very strong on the cross-country tracks. So we will see a very exciting race later on. They will be battling it out for those medals. The men are already getting ready at the top of the hill. There you have the Nordic perspective. Would you really want to jump off that hill? You have a few minutes now to think about that. But let's hope that the wind conditions do settle down, that we can have one good 2 rounds for the men for the team sprint.